The year is 1879. The British Empire, a globe-spanning power, seeks to solidify its rule in South Africa. Tensions are rising with the Zulu Kingdom, a highly organized warrior society under King Cetshwayo. This tension erupts into a war of expansion, and within this conflict there are two battles, one a colossal defeat and the other an improbable victory, Isandlwana and Rorke'S Drift. Let us now focus on the latter, an oft-remembered moment in military history. On January 22, British forces suffered a catastrophic loss at the Battle of Isandlwana. A Zulu impi numbering in the thousands overwhelmed a British column. News of this defeat sent shockwaves through the empire, and simultaneously, but almost in isolation, a smaller drama was about to unfold. Rorke'S Drift, a supply depot and mission station, located approximately 10 miles from Isandlwana, was garrisoned by about 150 British and colonial troops. These included soldiers from the 24th Regiment as well as members of the native contingent, many of whom were local auxiliaries. Under the command of Lieutenant John Chard of the Royal Engineers and Lieutenant Gonville Bromhead of the 24th, they were ordered to hold their position while larger movements took place. Little did they know that their position would soon be tested. As the devastating events at Isandlwana unfolded, a portion of the victorious Zulu army, numbering approximately 3,000 to 4,000, advanced on Rorke'S Drift. They were not under the command of Cetshwayo, but rather of his brother, and sought to continue the momentum of the British defeat. The British defenders, with a few hours' warning, quickly converted the station into a defensive position, using carts, sacks of flour and boxes of biscuits to build a makeshift barricade around the perimeter. They understood that their numbers were minuscule compared to the force they now faced. The battle lasted nearly 12 hours. The Zulu warriors repeatedly attacked the barricade, their numbers overwhelming the small British force. The defenders, despite being heavily outnumbered, held their ground. The use of rifle fire, the construction of internal fortifications, and bayonet charges as the Zulus approached was the prevailing strategy throughout the many hours of fighting. A hospital was initially abandoned, then defended by a small group of men who occupied a small area of the building to continue fighting. The defense of Rorke'S Drift is often presented as a victory born of courage, which it undoubtedly was, but military calculation also played a role. The Zulu force, though large, was not operating under clear, centralized command, and the ferocity of the attacks often lacked the tactical cunning that had made their previous victories possible. Furthermore, the disciplined firepower of the British Martini Henry rifles gave the defenders a major advantage. The fighting did not cease until the Zulu force had withdrawn. The battle resulted in a significant British victory. The Zulu force was repulsed, although it had inflicted considerable casualties. 11 Victoria Crosses, the highest award for gallantry in the face of the enemy, were awarded to the defenders of Rorke'S Drift. By comparison, the defeat at Isandlwana, a truly terrible disaster, was downplayed. Rorke'S Drift became a propaganda victory, a story that highlighted the courage of the British soldier.